Hello, readers. I'm Lori. I'm back. Welcome back to Books, Ink, and Paper. Welcome if this is your first time. I am feeling well enough to actually film today, which is so exciting. I feel like maybe I'm a little off. Maybe that's better. All right. I have felt better for a couple of days. I did end up going back to be seen. It was harrowing for a while. I do not have COVID. I do think I know what I have, but I'm going to make some changes in my diet and take an over-the-counter product and see if that's true. And if it is, maybe I'll do a video about it. But I won't bore you with my current health situation, except to say I've had 2 really good days where I didn't even have to take a nap, which is the first time in a really long time. So here we go. I'm going to today come to you with my September book haul revisit. This is a series I've done this entire year where I go back to what I hauled last year and really assess what I read and then try to determine what from that list of books that I have acquired will I take a look at next in this September. So we're almost to September. I'm wrapping up a couple of really good reads in these last couple of days, and I've had despite the fact that I felt bad, I had a good reading month. I'm pretty happy with it. And so I wanted to go back to the year before and just kind of see where I was. And I'm pleased with how I did last September or last year up till now from that haul. And I clearly want to read another book on this list, so we'll see. So last September 2019, I hauled 8 books, I think. I just finished sorting this out, and I had to look again. 8 books I hauled last September. And so let's talk about those. So the first book I hauled in September, and September is my birthday month, so yeah, it's always books that I want for my birthday, but I actually got Start Finishing by Charlie Gilkey, and the only reason it came in September was because, and it came right around my birthday, was because I had pre-ordered it. So he had offered this as a pre-order. I'm a fan of Charlie's. He has a lot of productivity tips and tools and resources and worksheets, and he's really great at project management and helping people to really finish their projects and reach their goals. I have not read this. I have not even started this, much less finished it. I still like Charlie's work. I haven't been using it as much because I started using the Power Sheets goal planner from Cultivate What Matters. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I'm not unhappy that I hauled it and that I have it, because I still think that it's great. Charlie has a great system. So if you've never looked at it, you can go to, I think his website is called, I'm sure if you went to startfinishing.com, you could find it, but that is not what his website is called now that I think about it. So just Google Start Finishing and you'll find Charlie. Another book I received as a birthday gift was an unexpected advanced reader's copy of Separation Anxiety by Laura Zigman. This was a lovely surprise that was originally sent to me as an advanced reader copy paperback, and then I later received the finished copy. So this is the finished copy, and I have read this, so I'm pleased to say, and I did a video on this, I think, separately, but it's a great contemporary. Laura Zigman hasn't written anything in a long time, so this was highly anticipated by fans of her first novel, which was called Animal Husbandry. And this is a story of a woman who's separated from her husband, although they're still living together, and she has a teenage son, and we all know how parenting teenagers can be quite challenging and stressful, and she's writing, but not as in real life. She hasn't written a novel in a really long time. People are waiting for her to write something. She's got a lot of pressure. She's not sure what she's writing is good, and she's just not feeling centered and happy And so she one day is going through some stuff in the basement, and she finds the baby carrier that she had when her 13-year-old son was born, and she starts carrying the dog in it, and then it becomes something that she does a lot, and people start to wonder about her. The way this unfolds, though, is really lovely. Great character development, great development of a marriage at odds, and yet people who are really trying to co-parent and stay together and connected for the reasons that benefit their son and themselves financially. It has a great sort of a snapshot of a school that I think was a Montessori school. It's been a while since I read it, but that was also fun and odd and quirky. And so I guess I would call this a quirky contemporary about a woman and about people and families. And I'm glad that I got it, and I really recommend it. Let me see how many stars I gave it. So I read this in February, and I gave it 4 stars. So if you want to learn more about it, go back to my videos from February or March, and you'll probably find one. Stay tuned, though, to the end of this video for a special giveaway in honor of this book and my birthday. We went to Washington, D.C. last year with my son for the annual Lights of Hope that is produced by the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network, which my son and I both volunteer for. The Lights of Hope is an annual event where they light luminaries for cancer survivors and for those who've lost their lives to cancer. I can tell you more about that in the comments below if you're interested. It's a fundraiser too, so you can purchase a luminary, but this year we're having to do it virtually, so we won't be going back to DC, which is very sad because it's a beautiful event. But I'm going to try to put something on here in my yard to display the bags that people have donated and in memory of or in honor of their loved one. Nevertheless, last September was Lights of Hope, so Lisa and my son Matthew and I went to DC, and while there, I have to go to my favorite bookstore in DC, which is Kramer Books, and afterwards, there is a cafe there and a wonderful bookstore with great selection, and it's a must-do. It's on DuPont Circle in Washington, D.C. if you ever find yourself there, or if you live in DC and don't in that area and have never heard of it, highly recommend it. But while there, Lisa got Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. And I had said in my video that I plan to read this and then watch this series. And this year, for some reason, I guess quarantine, I watched the series first and then decided to read the book, which is counterintuitive to my normal process. And that has affected my view of this, and here's why. I love the series. It was great. I highly recommend it. David Tennant and Michael, what is his name? Michael, I don't know. Anyway, I can't think of it. This makes me crazy. I'm going to have to look it up. Oh, Michael Sheen. Okay. Stars both of them, really great. Here's why I'm not going to read the book. I started it, and it's almost identical to the screenplay. It clearly follows the book. I don't even know that there are any changes in it whatsoever, although some of you who have read the book and watched the adaptation might feel differently. But for me, for right now, this is not going to be on my list of books to read this next month because I feel like the adaptation was very satisfying and very true to the written version by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. But if that's the case, I highly recommend that you read it. I'm sure I probably will read it one day. Just, I can tell you right now, I'm not going to read it this month. Then while there also, I picked up a biography of Agatha Christie by Laura Thompson. And I am a longtime fan of Agatha Christie, as you know, and curious about her life. And I'm learning more about her now in little bits and ways that I may do a whole nother video on because some of it is very upsetting. But anyway, this follows her, most of her life, I would say, but but the mysterious parts of it, and the way, of course, that she came to write mysteries, but also she disappeared for a while. Nobody knew where she was. I'm not sure anybody ever discovered where she had been. She was gone for 11 days. So, yeah. Anyway, I had a biography of Agatha Christie years ago, lost it in the storm, never replaced it. But this one was there, and it's fairly new, and I think it would be an enjoyable read. It's long, for sure. Let me tell you when this came out, 2018. So the paperback edition, which this is, came out August 2019, and that's what I thought. I thought this was a new release when I picked it up, but it was just new in paperback. So pick that up. That's a possibility. Then, as I mentioned in the video last year, my liquor store has a little lending library, like a little free library basket. And I went in and I picked this up because I had almost bought it the Christmas before. I love gold foil covers, but they can make for a challenging view. So it's Elin Hildebrand's Winter Street, which is a trilogy, and I, again, almost got it the Christmas before and didn't. But this is a paperback, really short, really brief, follows a family in Nantucket on at Winter Street Inn, and there's some family dysfunction, maybe some romance. Been reading more romance lately. This is a really quick read. I might then get the other two, but I probably won't read this till Christmas or winter anyway. It is a Christmas kind of feel to it, so I feel like that would be best left for November, December. See, I've already eliminated a couple of them, which makes the denouement a little less surprising. Okay, then I acquired 3 audiobooks last September. One of them was as a result of a gift for my birthday. Again, a great birthday month. I got an Audible gift card from the team that I work with. And so with that Audible gift card, I purchased Someone We Know by Shari Lepina. I had just read a lot of Shari Lepina's last year, and so I wanted to get to it. I was keen to read it, and I liked it. It was not my favorite of hers, but I did like it. It's also a neighborhood mystery thriller kind of thing. Somebody is opening their computers and reading their email and breaking into their homes, and they're trying to figure out who it is. And there's a lot of characters in the neighborhood and lots going on with those neighbors and lots of secrets that they don't want the neighbors to know about themselves. I'm glad I read it. I liked it. I recommend it. I recommend Shari Lepina. It just wasn't my favorite of hers. I would say so far, my favorite of hers is An Unwanted Guest. It's an isolated bed and breakfast mystery. And Shari Lepina does a lot of kind of isolated mysteries in the sense that they're isolated to neighborhoods and in other ways. But I think it's solid, and I enjoyed it a lot. Then because I had gone last August to Square Books, that's when I discovered Libro FM, as many of you might recall. So I've been a Libro FM subscriber now for an entire year, and I got Dark Matter from Libro on audio, and I got The Invited by Jennifer Mcmahon. So Dark Matter is Blake Crouch, and I loved it. 5 stars. I highly recommend that. Sci-fi thriller, Blake Crouch at his best. A man is kidnapped, and he has no idea what's going on, but the people that kidnapped him know him. He's struggling to figure out what's happened to him, and I read it really quick, and I adored it. The Invited by Jennifer Mcmahon is a horror novel, and I didn't love it. I liked it. It was solidly written. I have liked another of hers better, so I am clearly a fan of this author, and I liked it a lot. So it's a story of a couple who move from the city into a community in the country, decide they're going to rebuild an old home, and she begins to acquire some things that are related to the community and maybe to that house. And then they start to see some things and experience some things that they at first can't explain. Great story. I liked it. I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads, but I think if I recall, it was more like 3.5, 3.75. I wish Goodreads had a little bit more of a scale, but I would say it was a 3.5, 3.75. Just not quite exactly what I was looking for or expected. A little bit predictable, but solid. And it created a desire in me to read more of Jennifer McMahon's. The next one I want to read is The Night Sister. So of the 8 books that I acquired in September, I read half of them. I read 4 up till now. So I feel good about that. I really feel good about my Libro account because I've read all but 2, one that I just got and one that was a free book. So of the books that I hauled last month, I know I'm not going to read Winter Street, so I can put that one back on the shelf for now. I know I'm not going to read Good Omens. I am pretty sure I'm not going to read Start Finishing by Charlie Gilkey because right now that's not anything that I am in need of at the moment. I have some reservations about this coming up now, just because first it's the clear winner and I'm excited about reading it, and my September TBR is going to be shorter because it's going to be bigger books. And this one is not small. The print is very tiny and it's $4.85. And it might be available on audio too for me, so I could do a combination of listening and reading. But I'm going to pick this up and start reading it with the knowledge that I might not finish it in September, but I'll keep going with it until I do complete it. So I feel good about this choice, even though it was sort of obvious once I got kind of going through the list and thinking about what I wanted to read now. I could say, oh, make this easy. I'll pop Winter Street on the TBR and I'll finish it and, just check off. I have no need to rush through books anymore, nor do I have a desire to rush through books anymore. I'm not feeling pressured to get through my TBRs. I love having them as a guideline for me. I have met my Goodreads goal, which was only 40 books, and I knew I would exceed it, and I haven't increased it. I'm just happy with it the way it is, and I am going to use this next few months to really read some books that are bigger and more robust and are really important reads for me. And this is right now an important read for me because I have some questions about Agatha Christie that are relevant to what's happening today. So stay tuned for that when I do a wrap up on this, but it may not be right away. As I noted earlier, I received a paperback advanced reader's copy of Separation Anxiety. It's in great shape. It looks like a finished copy to me. It's deckled edges with a French flap, and it's in really good condition because I'm very careful with my books. So I'm going to give away this copy of Separation Anxiety by Laura Zigman to any of you who want to receive this copy. All you have to do is be a subscriber. So if you haven't already, click subscribe. Click the bell notification too so you can get notified whenever there's a new video, because when I do giveaways, I do post a video announcing the winner. So that's important. Like this video, so give it a thumbs up. And comment below. I don't need any specific anything. You can just say, hey, thanks for the giveaway, or you can tell me if you like Laura Zigman, or you can tell me anything you want. But comment, like, and subscribe, and you will be entered to win. I'll do a random pick depending on how many comments there are, so that's the most important thing for you to do, but you do need to be a subscriber in order to be able to win. I will pick a winner on my birthday, the day I received this last year, on my birthday, September 23rd. Be watching for that. I wish you all the best of luck, and whoever wins this, I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. It was really fun. Thanks for watching today. Thanks for sticking with me during the sick days that I took out of filming. I'm hoping to batch again, hopefully on the weekend. I really felt terrible, and I really appreciated all your prayers and your thoughts and your encouragement, saying it's okay, take care, rest. I love that about BookTube. It's such a supportive community, and I thank you all for your well wishes and your prayers and thoughts. And as always, happy reading. Bye.